2025 has been a very, very incredible year for WWE LFG. Already, we have seen Tyra May Steele make headlines not just in NXT, but also on Evolve as well. We even have also seen Jasper Troy already win his first championship in WWE, and that would be the WWE Speed Championship. And also, this past Tuesday on NXT, we saw Danny Sakelski, aka Skylar Ray, and Shiloh Hill win their matches this past Tuesday on NXT as a team in a Christmas Chaos match against the team of Ariana Grace and the TNA International Champion Channing Stacks Lorenzo in an incredible matchup. However, Season 3 might become a little bit different. Obviously, you guys are fully aware that in Season 1, the coaches were as followed. WWE Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley, WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker, WWE legend and multi-time women's champion Mickie James, and two-time WWE Hall of Famer Booker T. In Season 2, Mickie James was replaced by WWE Hall of Famer Michelle McCool. Undertaker won Season 1 of LFG, and Michelle McCool won Season 2. However, Season 3 has now become even more different than ever before, because we found out that former women's tag team champion The Boat, Natalya, and former Universal Champion Kevin Owens are now going to be the new coaches for WWE LFG. This is going to be a bit of an interesting ordeal, because Kevin Owens just recently got put on the shelf. Excuse me. Due to his battles with both Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn at the beginning of 2025 this year. because of the injuries that he sustained in those matches, Kevin Owens suffered a neck injury that would put him on the shelf for well over a year, and he is going to definitely miss next year's WrestleMania like he did this year. This poses a bit of an interesting ordeal for WWE LFG, because everybody was expecting to see both Michelle McCool and The Undertaker become the coaches again in Season 3. However, due to the fact that The Undertaker both The Undertaker and his wife Michelle McCool have their own podcast called 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker. Originally, it was known as 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway, but obviously WWE bought the rights to it, and that happened. Interestingly enough, if you can believe it, both of those YouTube channels are actually live right now as we speak. In fact, if I can find it. Yeah. So the last podcast episode that The Undertaker did, when it was 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway, it was actually about 9 months ago, almost a year ago actually, where Undertaker was talking about John Cena's farewell tour, and also Triple H's Hall of Fame, and just everything WWE in general. And interestingly enough, I believe, if I can find it, I think it's like buried somewhere. It's probably gonna be. Oh, here we are. It's right here. Oh, it's just right here. Um, just recently, within the last couple months, I want to say within the last month and a half, couple months, the last 2 months, um, there have been WWE did a YouTube channel for the Undertaker, which is just simply Undertaker, and all the remaining episodes of the 60 Under podcast are on that channel. So the older channel, which was 60 Under with Mark Calloway, you had if I can find it again. Here we are. It had so many different guests on the original podcast. You know, guys like WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, Diamond Dallas Page. Who else? It had Justin Danger, Nunley, WWE Hall of Famer Devon Dudley. It had Omos, King Booker. It had obviously Kane, the Godfather. Who else was in here? Stephen Amell, Teddy Long, Hornswoggle. Just a plethora of different guests, including also, if you can believe this, our very own president, Donald Trump, was actually on the Undertaker's podcast, which is a bit of an interesting podcast, to say the very least. Who else? The Godwins, Henry O, Phineas I, aka Midian. Who else? I mean, you had a plethora of them. You had a plethora of them, including who else? Godfather I mentioned as well. Chris Van Vliet, arguably one of the best podcasters we've seen ever. Maven, Mark Henry. You had a lot of them during this original version of the 60 Under podcast, and now the new version. It has if I can go back up, scroll back up. Here we are. You have several other guests, including his own wife, Michelle McCool, Braun Breaker, Charlotte Flair, Shawn Michaels, Gunther, Kurt Angle, Bubba Ray Dudley. Who else? Bailey as well. And the most recent episode, he had Mark Henry as his guest as well. So yeah, so with that podcast of his, Undertaker really didn't have a whole lot of time, it seems like, to work season 3 of LFG. But because that Kevin Owens has been out with an injury, losing his fucking mind, they figured to put Kevin Owens on season 3 of LFG as a coach, which honestly I think it was a really good idea, because I think there were some fans that were just like sick and tired of the Undertaker being a coach on the show, which I don't know why people would get upset about it. I mean, it's the Undertaker, for fuck's sake. I mean, the guy is a Hall of Famer. He's a living legend. And when you really think about it, when you really think about it, Undertaker has turned several of the contestants from LFG into megastars. Again, Tyra May Steele, Shiloh Hill, Danny Sikelski. Those are the three that won season 1 and 2 of LFG, and they were all trained by the Undertaker himself. And already they've been turning a lot of heads in WWE. So much so that there have been rumors that apparently rumor has it that both the GMs of Raw and SmackDown, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, they've been looking to sign all three of them to Raw and or SmackDown at a later time, which honestly is pretty cool. But they still have a long way to go to be quite honest. But Kevin Owens, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what he brings to the table, because with him now as a coach, he could be 10 times more ruthless than the Undertaker was, or he could probably just be lenient. Kind of hard to say. But as far as Natalya goes, I think this was a smart decision on WWE's end to put Natalya as a head coach. Again, for the exact same reason, because of the fact that both Michelle and the Undertaker, they've got their own podcast together, and it's weird because with the original podcast, Undertaker had this guy named Matt something. I don't remember his name, but they worked the 6 feet under podcast for literally well over a year, and they were pretty fucking good. But with Michelle as the co-host now, it is just as good as the original podcast. Cannot complain. But with all that, and with the fact that Michelle McCool has other ventures to deal with, I think putting Natalya as a coach, 100% best decision ever, because Natalya can use her submission expertise and use the Performance Center as her secondary, like, Hart family dungeon, if you will, to show her team how the business truly works. And we could be seeing a lot of familiar faces in season 3, because we've seen over just this year alone, we've seen P Nasty show up to WWE Evolve. Obviously, I'm talking about Penina Toilepa, or PJ Vasa from LFG, Trill London. We've seen Leigh Laurel, aka Gentala, show up on WWE Evolve as well. Excuse me. Hayes Jameson is another one that we saw on LFG. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of new faces, but we're going to be seeing quite a few familiar faces with season 3. But as far as like what we can expect from both Kevin Owens and Natalya, I think we're going to be seeing a much more different side of both of them compared to the side of them that we've seen and come to know on TV, where they're ruthless in the ring, they're ruthless on the mic, and I think we're gonna be seeing a different side of them that we've never seen before. But as far as when we can expect season 3, I'm assuming that we're probably gonna get season 3 sometime in the next month and a half, maybe in the next like 2 to 3 months at best. We're not so sure. I don't think WWE has made any announcements regarding it. I actually want to take a look. Let's see. The conclusion of season 2 took place on October 5th, which was just a couple months ago. And as far as season 3 goes, it seems like we'll be getting it. It seems like season 3 will take place. And it seems like we'll be getting season 3 potentially at the beginning, like sometime in early 2026, which no one knows. Again, like it's like no one knows exactly when we can expect it. But because that LFG season 2 took place in the summer, about I want to say about a month or about a couple months after season 2, I'm assuming that we're probably going to be getting season 3 potentially next month. Like we could potentially expect it to see that happen either next month or sometime in February, which we will have to wait and see. I'm sure WWE will announce it at a later time. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.